Hi everyone. Today's video is a little bit different. You probably will notice there are no guns on the table, just a couple of targets. And I thought I should make a video about something that I've encountered at ranges many times, and sometimes it can be quite humorous. We've all been at the range when people are shooting and they're trying to sight in their new rifle or their old rifle, and they've got a new scope on it, or they've changed their scope or what have you, and they shoot a 3-shot group and they hit the target somewhere, and then they think they have to adjust left and down or up to the right. They do that, and then it's worse than ever. So then they make more adjustments. Then they decide the mount is loose. Then they decide the gun's no good. Then they decide the ammunition's no good, and it all goes really badly. And I was at the range once, and these guys were having a terrible time. This goes back years. Everybody was just frustrated, and they were deciding the gun was no good and life was no good. So I went over and I said, there's a really easy way to sight in a gun without using much ammunition at all, like 1 or 2 rounds. So I put these targets on the table, and I'll explain to you how this works. So this is a typical target, and you can see the the usual squares. And I guess the idea is, so let's say this is your first shot. Now this is my favorite, rare earth magnet, and of course that would be a large caliber rifle. Anyway, if that's your first shot, then you're supposed to look at these squares and turn dials and what have you, and probably your next shot might be here, then something else moves, then you might be here, and I mean, in the end, all you need is this first hole. All this means is when your Crosshair, I put this nice internet image of Crosshair, so when you fired this shot, this point was here, and the gun is shooting there. So the gun is going to keep shooting here all day long. All you need to do is get this point to this spot. So how to accomplish that? So quite simply, you take your gun and put it in a solid rest position so the rifle does not move. That's the critical part to this. And that day when I was dealing with those 2 guys, somehow they couldn't accomplish not moving their rifle. But anyway, don't fire the first shot, don't move your rifle, be sitting behind the rifle, and have someone turn the dials for windage and elevation so the reticle moves to this point. So this is here. Your next shot, when you fire, wherever this point is, the hole will be. So it just takes 1 shot. The other way, you're moving the rifle, you're moving the reticle, you're counting squares. It gets worse and worse. Now we all accomplish that, and for dramatic effect I have 3 boxes of ammunition, and I don't know what the average is, but it's probably 10 or 20 rounds, and I usually take 2 rounds. So fire the first shot, don't move the gun, look through the scope, get someone to hold the gun if necessary, and move the reticle while you're watching to the bullet hole, and you're sighted in. Now that day I tried to explain this to the guys, and I didn't have targets and a table and so on. You know how it is at the range. And one of them said, he's trying to trick us. And I said, why would I want to trick you? I'm just showing how you can sight in efficiently and with not much ammunition. But reason is one thing and emotion is another. So these guys were getting more and more wild. Anyway, I remained calm and true to the story, and we actually did sight in the rifle that day. And aside from all the rounds they had used, getting frustrated, once we switched to this system and we held that gun steady, and you can use a cardboard box with 2 V's cut out of it, 1 V at one end for the pistol grip, the other V for the barrel or for the forend, whatever you prefer. But anyway, you can get the gun steady and then simply move the reticle to the hole and you're done. So I've got a couple of scopes here for also dramatic effect, and this will work every time, no exceptions. And that's today's video. Thanks for watching.